What's going on, everyone? Chuck here with VMP Performance, and behind me we have a really special car. We have a Coyote Swapped Gen 3 2000 Mustang Saleen. Jerry Bell's the owner of this car. It's got about 40,000 original miles. We worked with our friends over at Power by the Hour to get a lot of the parts and the pieces for this swap. It does have our VMP Odin Supercharger on there and is the first Gen 3 Coyote swap we've done on a new Edge. Unfortunately, it will be our last as well. So because of that, I'm going to do a little bit of a review of this car, take it out, give you guys some of my first driving impressions, tell you what I think about this swap, and see how much fun this thing is to wheel around. The car did make 750 wheel horsepower on 93 octane. A big reason for that horsepower is going to be the higher compression of the Gen 3 motor, along with it being hooked up to a manual trans. So I'm going to go grab the keys, we're going to take this thing for a spin, let's see how it does. All right, so we're in Jerry Bell's 2000 Mustang Saleen, and my first driving impressions are that this is a new Edge Mustang. It has all of your normal clunks and rattles that you would come to expect in a Mustang built in the late 90s, early 2000s. Ford really has done a great job of cleaning that all up with, like, especially the S550 platform, somewhat in the S197, but the cars, you know, especially the 18 up cars, definitely a huge improvement in, like, the interior rattling. That being said, it does give somewhat of a difference in the driving. Like, there is like almost an old school muscle car feel to something that's not driving like, you know, drives like a Cadillac. This thing still has a proper third pedal manual transmission. It has, like I said before, 750 wheel horsepower in a car that was before Mustangs got a little fat. So this thing absolutely moves. You don't even have to get it anywhere near the Gen 3 redline to get into that nice sweet power band. The Odin provides a lot of down low torque, and like I said, a car that doesn't weigh that much, this thing flies. It could definitely use a stickier tire on the back end. So one of the most impressive things is that we were actually able to keep all emission systems intact. This car has every type of emissions that the car came from the factory, plus everything from the Gen 3 Coyote is on the same, including stock CATs, EGR, everything. No check engine lights. This thing will pass, you know, your local smog test. It is clean as can be, and it suffered no performance because of that. We have great power numbers for 93 octane, like I said, flowing through the catalytic converters. People don't know as we dump JD off on the side of the road and make him stand in the Mexico sun here for a minute. It's good. Camera settings, sound settings on the camera settings.
Roll off, awesome. We're good.
That truck had a doggo in it. I'm not used to like a cable clutch anymore. I think that anyone's gonna watch this video and be like, man, that Chuck guy, he can't drive. It's like partially true. I agree with that statement mostly, but I'm really used to the hydraulic stuff nowadays. I always forget that there's like one turnaround way back there, and then there's like not another turnaround for, I don't know, a mile. But the reality is that it's just more time for JD to enjoy the outdoors. He's getting to spend some great quality time with his camera, just really soaking it all in. One thing I will say about the Coyote swaps that I've driven, they don't sound like Coyotes. They sound like 2-valve still, which I really like. I've never been a big fan of the way the Coyotes sound. Guy's got this weirdest colored motorcycle behind me right now. Orange and blue. Looks like it's freaking straight out of Miami during Easter or something. I don't know. Scooter. That makes more sense.
This car sounds so good, bro.
All that with the AC on, we're good to go. We don't have very much gas left, so I'm gonna take us back to the shop. A Coyote Swap New Edge is pretty much what you would expect. You still have all of the, you know, as you can see, I'm up against the steering wheel, all of the things about a New Edge that make it a New Edge. It's not a large car. It's actually very small. They're very light. It has great suspension setup from the factory. A lot of these things get converted into drag cars. Jerry's he's actually building this to be somewhat of a daily driver. He wants to be able to take this out on the weekends or take it to work on a Monday morning if he wants to. I think he's going to be really impressed with the overall drivability of a swap this radical. Something that is supercharged from a 2018 Plus Mustang and a 2000 Saleen, completely different than what this car came with from the factory, yet you still retain a lot of the daily driver commodities. It still has power steering, analog brakes, air conditioning, all the things you'd expect out of a Saleen with 40,000 miles on it. This is normally the part of the video where I say if you want to build like this, give us a call at VMP, but unfortunately this is going to be the last Coyote Swap VMP does. It's something that we've done 3 in total, and it's just not the area of the business that we really think that we want to be in. So unfortunately, don't give us a call if you want to do one of these, but if you want to know the parts that we use on the builds and you would like some help, you know, kind of putting this kind of kit together, feel free to give us a shout. If you want to supercharge your Coyote Mustang, obviously give us a call. That's what we're here to do. But until then, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Give us a call if you have any questions, and we'll see you on the next one.